Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Bennett from the Bennett Realty Group right here in beautiful CoeurdAlene, Idaho. Hey, about a month ago, it was really kind of interesting. I got contacted by a Keller Williams agent out of San Diego, California. He asked me if I could be interviewed for one of the podcasts he was doing, which was simply Where Are They Moving? He was doing a featured podcast basically outlining where the people from California happen to be relocating to, and of course Idaho came up on his radar. The agent's name is JackRowell. He's a Keller Williams agent again out of San Diego. We're going to put his contact information in the comments below. But anyway, I thought it was kind of an interesting podcast. First one I had ever done, so it was all a new experience for me. But we'd like to share that with you. It's about a 25-minute interview. We're probably going to break it up after this into a few different segments, so it's more in bite-sized pieces. But some pretty interesting information came out of it, so we're hoping that there's some jewels that you can take in. By all means, please comment below if you have any questions that we can address, any ideas for some future topics you'd like us to go through. We would sure appreciate if you'd subscribe below. There's a little bell icon there. You can click that as well. And then obviously like the video if you do. Anyway, we hope you enjoy the interview.
Hello and welcome. This is Where People Move. Thank you so much for joining us. Today got a special treat. We're going up north, going to CoeurdAlene, Idaho. Mr. Kevin Bennett with the Bennett Realty Group is going to be our tour guide. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, how are you doing, Jack?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Thank you so much for taking holiday time to do this.
Hey, you bet. And I'm actually impressed that you pronounced the name of the town correctly.
Oh, how many people don't?
Yeah, most people don't. We have a lot of interesting names up here.
Or what are some examples of?
Usually CoeurdAlene is CoeurdAlene, and we hear that a lot.
I like that.
We have a big lake up north they call Panhandle instead of Ponderay.
All right.
Kootenai County. Yeah, so we got a lot of Indian and French names.
CoeurdAlene, I like that. Get a bowl of some CoeurdAlene. So tell us about your town, man.
CoeurdAlene, we're in the panhandle of North Idaho.
Okay.
And in the county of Kootenai County. So it's probably about 175,000 people in our trade area. So not real huge, but sizable enough for a lot of good amenities.
Yeah, you got a Home Depot. You got, all the big stuff.
Yeah, we've got all the big boxes and stuff like that, but I think what we're known for is just the lakes, the mountains, the trees, the climate is really nice up here. And so, yeah, I think it's just kind of the old ball of wax. If you like a lot of outdoor activities and sports and stuff like that.
No, well, it's absolutely on everybody. When you think about like a resort / mountain tough guy kind of area, I mean, CoeurdAlene is one of those kind of places.
Yeah, it's really got everything. I mean, I think we get rated a lot for, best place to retire while you're young and active. I mean, there's a lot of trail systems out there, a lot of lakes, hunting, fishing, all that fun stuff.
Oh, right on. So how long have you been in that area?
We moved here about 14 years ago, my family did, to join my dad. So my dad had been selling real estate up here since about 93. And so I moved here 14 years ago to join him in the Bennett Realty Group. And then he has since retired. He retired about 4 or 5 years ago. And then my wife joined about, I want to say about 10, 11 years ago. Got her license, and so her and I are the owners of the company right now.
You guys are the owners on paper.
Yeah.
One of you / she is the boss.
Absolutely.
Right on. All right, so obviously you like it there. Tell us what you love about the place.
That's tough. I mean, there's not a lot not to love. We moved here 14 years ago, and we always joke that, we wish we would have made the move sooner. But I think probably the biggest thing is it really had that smaller town feel. You know, that's kind of what we were looking for when we were looking for a community to move to, a place to raise the kids, kind of recapturing a little bit of our youth, you know, and the freedoms we had as kids. And so the schools are great. There's so much to do. It's really, you know, fairly inexpensive to live here. You know, so just had about everything we were looking for. It exceeded our expectations.
So now that's the feeling when you said something about letting your kids be like you were when you were growing up. So like riding your bike down the street, that's allowed.
Yep. Go outside and come home when the street lights are on.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's...
Walk to school, you know, all those kind of freedoms we had.
Yeah, exactly.
Trick-or-treating, just, you know, behave and come home.
Yeah, wow, that sounds magical, man. That sounds, because, yeah, I wouldn't, and I like my neighborhood, but I wouldn't, my daughter is escorted everywhere.
Yeah, it's you know, it takes a little while to acclimate, to recognize that, but we really, I mean, neighbors helping neighbors, that kind of feel is what, you know, what we're all about. So it's been, like I said, it's been really a great move for us. Kids loved it. I mean, our kids now are grown. I mean, our daughter's finished high school last year, and she works out at Cabela's, and our son's a freshman in high school.
Oh, wow. So you're completely done.
No, I got a little ways to go. Are you ever done, Jack?
Hey, my daughter is still 12, and so I don't see retiring from that gig.
Yeah, no, not at all.
They would be daddy for life. You brought up fairly inexpensive to live there. What's the median price in CoeurdAlene?
Have a home?
Yes, I'm sorry.
We're at $305,000 right now.
$305,000 for a single family home.
Yeah, about 2,000 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath home.
2,000 square foot. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All righty. And it's a rate. So now what type of property do you guys have? Larger than normal lots? Normal for you, I don't know.
You know, that's kind of the nice thing about this area is there's something for everybody. I mean, you can have the gated communities with the executive homes. You can have the properties that are on larger lots. You can have property that's on acreage, you know, 10, 12 acres, 20 acres. You know, we just listed a farm and ranch property on 53 acres, you know, a couple houses on it and a large barn. You know, so there's waterfront homes, there's mountain homes, there's horse properties, there's condos. I mean, you name it, we have something for everybody. And that's the hardest thing is because there's depending on what somebody wants, price ranges all kind of vary.
All right, well, let's talk about your listing real quick. You said the word ranch. Mm-hmm. So it's like a real ranch, though, with 57.
Yeah, it's got a huge barn, 24 stables, indoor riding arena, 5,200 square foot master house, and another 2,300 square foot guest house.
Wow, 2,300 square foot guest house.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the 57 acres now. I've only been to Boise a few times, but I noticed there's just tons of water everywhere.
Yeah, Boise's a different topography than what we have up north here. They would be more high desert, where we're going to be more mountainous and lakes and rivers and stuff.
So now for irrigation for that ranch and water and all that, is it on well? Is it on city water?
Yeah, no, something like that's going to be on the well. I think you get about 35 gallons per minute on the well. But the interesting thing here that, you know, we get a lot of drops in California because of that is we're on top of one of the nation's largest aquifers. And so we have a massive river that's running underneath us. And so you might have to drill a fairly deep well, maybe a 500-foot well or so. But if you can tap into that aquifer, you have loads of clean, fresh water.
So that's just everywhere up there in CoeurdAlene?
Yeah, it kind of goes, I mean, to recognize the area, I mean, you got Ponderay Lake, which is a huge lake just about Well, it starts up in Sandpoint. It ends, the southern tip is kind of the Bayview, which is maybe 40 minutes north of CoeurdAlene. That lake's a good 1,200 feet deep plus. So the aquifer that runs underneath is really comes almost from that point and then over towards Spokane, Washington. So all of our, a lot of our lakes don't necessarily even have streams or rivers running out of them. They just drain back into the aquifer and feed it.
So now, during the hot months, do you guys turn brown or you guys stay green?
We stay green.
You guys stay green. Wow, that's so.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see the stuff that's not being, manually watered. Some of the tall grasses and stuff like that, that'll brown up for sure, unless it's being watered. So we don't have that climate like in Seattle, where they're getting a ton of rain. Our rains kind of start subsiding a little bit around 4th of July.
Okay.
And then it'll pick up again in, mid to late September.
Oh, well, that's polite.
Yeah.
That's perfect timing. So now, so 305 for your median home price. That is crazy for me. What would somebody get for San Diego's median home price, which is about 590?
Oh, golly, you could,
I mean, could I get that place with 57?
No, you couldn't get that place.
Okay, good.
An example is just about 30 minutes north of here in the spring, we sold about a 2,200 square foot rancher with a bonus room, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths with a 36 by 40 shop, or what we call up here a toy box, and 5 acres for under 500.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and that's that's a lot of people coming up from the more populous areas. They like those properties with elbow room. We just closed on a property in Post Falls, which is just east of us, or just west of us, in a nice, nice neighborhood, half-acre lots, distinctive homes. Same thing about a 2,200 square foot house, and I think it was just under 5.
Wow.
Beautiful house.
Amazing.
All the amenities.
Wow. So now, does CoeurdAlene have a downtown hip area where condominiums are going up and things like that?
We have an amazing downtown. It's historic, so it's kind of that small downtown, the old buildings and so forth. Very vibrant, a lot of activity. We have amazing restaurants, so we got an amazing restaurant, a lot of microbrews and the distilleries and so forth are here. But yeah, downtown you will have, because that's kind of where the lake is. So we have the CoeurdAlene Resort. A lot of people know the CoeurdAlene Resort. It's right on the water, right downtown. And then we have probably 3 high-rises, 2 existing, one's going up right now. That'll have some nice condos, many of which will have some pretty amazing lake views. But yeah, historic neighborhoods. That's where the campuses are.
Okay.
So we got North Idaho College, Lewis and Clark College, University of Idaho and Boise State both have extension offices there, extension colleges there. So they all share a campus, which is kind of cool.
All share a campus.
They all share a campus. They'll share buildings.
Oh, that warms the heart.
Yep.
College getting along.
Yep.
So now, in between that 600 and that 300, something around 450, what would somebody be looking at?
Again, it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. I mean, you can be in a real popular neighborhood, more of a tract type neighborhood, but with really nice homes, nice amenities, the granites, the hardwoods, all that kind of stuff. Probably smaller lots, 0.2 of an acre.
It's a brand new development you're talking.
Yeah. So I mean, you've got a lot of options there.
Okay. So now, what are some up and coming areas? What are some areas man, that's a place, if you want to buy and hold something, that's a spot? Yeah.
I think right now with our inventories being what they are, I mean, that's probably our biggest challenge. If you can find a good house, I mean, that's kind of the up and coming spot. I mean, they are building, our builders are building as fast as they can.
So everything is getting gobbled up, right?
Yeah, if it's out there and it's ready to go, I mean, most of our lots are being pre-sold, or most of our construction is being pre-sold, and it's just wherever you can find a place. But we have some pretty good planning. I mean, we've got some, you know, neighborhoods that were really well thought out. The schools are close by, the bike trails are all around it, you know, littered with parks. You know, so they really do a fairly good job at designing some of these communities. And then making sure you have some, you know, retail space around you as well, so you're not having to drive, you know, to the other town to get milk and stuff like that. So they do a pretty good job, but right now, yeah, construction is just rampant.
I was seeing CoeurdAlene also has some top 10 schools. Top 10.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the schools are really good. I mean, everybody, you know, and our kids, of course, went to post-fall school. We were really pleased with, you know, the quality of the education they're getting there. And again, we even have, you know, the interesting thing about the community is they use a little bit of common sense when they're trying to figure things out. I think a number of years ago, you know, I want to say maybe.
How refreshing.
Yeah, well, it's, I think in the depths of the recession, you know, I think the schools are really looking hard at themselves, trying to figure out why graduation rates, you know, what can they do to improve graduation rates? And I think they all kind of came to the conclusion about the same time that, you know, we need to bring trades back into the school. You know, we need to have some of those trades that were kind of left on sidelines.
Absolutely.
No one school district would have the capacity to do anything very good, you know, as far as bringing that back. And so the school districts got together and formed the Kootenai County Technical School. And so they all have students that go to the K-Tech is what we call it. You know, one of our citizens donated about 40 acres of land for it. A lot of the businesses got involved and donated a tremendous amount of resources and funds.
Wow, right on.
They built this thing and in no time at all had it fully funded and fully occupied in the depths of the recession. And that's kind of what the community does. I mean, if there's a need, it's pretty refreshing to watch them kind of put down their egos and roll up their sleeves and try to figure out how to, you know, get a lot of these problems taken care of.
How cool.
Yeah. Yeah, every other place I've lived in, all the school districts are fighting. You know, they're fighting for the students, they're fighting for the dollars. And here, like I said, the campuses, even the college campuses share. And now right next to K-Tech, which is the, you know, the technical school for the high school, right next to that facility, North Idaho College went up there and they built their own technical school. So now the kids can go from one building to the other and complete their education.
Oh, that's all right there.
Medical or fabrication or welding or, you know.
Yeah, you know, that program that they came up with, that's gonna get some people into business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, into, okay, I have this skill now. Now I'm gonna go sell it.
Well, and I think the challenge we had is a lot of our businesses that are relocating here are having to import talent, you know, import skilled labor. And so they're all excited now because they have an incubator for talent.
Oh yeah, that is their own little farm team.
Yep.
All righty. So now over the last 5 years, give or take, what's appreciation been?
Been pretty crazy, and you know, your show is kind of timely because, yeah, I just posted something a little while ago, basically asking where are people coming from, you know, to this area.
Oh, and I saw the link you sent me.
Yeah, so we, I think we had, this was in 2018, we haven't gotten the 2019 numbers, but about 26% of the people moving into Idaho, whether that's the Boise area or up north here, 26% is coming from California.
Yeah.
Yeah, and about 19% is coming from Washington and then some from Utah too. But in the last 5 years, our median home price 5 years ago was $188,000. So that's a 62%
Yeah.
rate of appreciation. So about 12% per year.
Yeah, man, that's good for you guys.
Well, it's good. It's got some challenges. I mean, workforce housing is becoming an issue. So we're seeing a lot of apartment complexes, you know, coming up and trying to support that need as well. But yeah, no, it's been a good run.
Yeah, a lot of Boise people already have nicknames for us Californians.
What's that?
Well, they're little purple words. I don't think the show's a place for that. What are the predictions for your market? I mean, people keep flooding there. It's going to keep up, right?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like we have any slowdown in demand. As a matter of fact, I think we have a lot of pent-up demand. We have a number of people that are renting here that would just as soon be buying here, you know, if they could find the home. I mean, we really do have the inventory issues. And so I think we have some demand just built into the economy right now. But I got to tell you, we're watching California pretty closely. We're watching Seattle pretty closely. Your markets start to slow down, and some of those pockets have, you know, sooner or later that will have an impact on us, you know, so.
Because people will be coming there to you.
Yeah, yeah. So if you can't sell your house there, you obviously can't come up here, you know, so that's what we watch a little bit is what that is. But there's no shortage of people that seem to really want to get up here if they can make it.
Is there any predictions on how big it's going to grow in the next 5 years? I mean,
yeah, I think you know, there's the
population.
The one that kind of stood out to me, and I'm probably going to mess up the numbers, but Post Falls is where I live. I mean, Post Falls is just kind of a bedroom community to CoeurdAlene. It's just about 4 or 5 miles to the west. When I moved there 14 years ago, I think it was 15,000 people. I think it's probably 38 now. The prediction for that community, and that community probably has the most area to grow. It has the most geography that it can gobble up and grow into. They're talking about that being, I think, 121,000 the next.
Oh, so they're going to double it.
Yeah.
Or more than double.
More than that. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So I mean, if
that's the only area they can build, really, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you look at CoeurdAlene on the map, I mean, it's really bordered. It's bordered by the forest on the east side, the lake on the south side, Post Falls then on the west side, and Hayden to the north. And so what we see happening in CoeurdAlene really is pocket communities, some gentrification of certain areas, and some infill development. Hayden is kind of growing a little bit, but it's, you know, at a slower pace. It's a smaller community, and I think they really are trying to decide, you know, how big do they want to be. But the Post Falls, Rathdrum Prairie, which, like I said, is just to the west, it's reclaimed farmland. So, I mean, it's just level, it's easy to develop, and that's probably where the growth is going to take place.
Farmer's just counting his cash.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Good. Right on. All right, well, Kevin, tell people how they can get a hold of you when they come out there to try to buy a house.
Well, you can always contact us on our website, www.kbennett.com. Phone number is 208-818-0002, and that's my cell. Email is simply info@kbennett.com. And then, yeah, there's a
Spell Bennett, please.
Yeah, it's BENNETT.
Okay. Got to ask for the audio.
And
And one more time with your cell phone number, please.
Yeah, it's 208-818-0002.
Right on. Kevin, thank you ever so much for your time. Thank you for all your good info about CoeurdAlene. I can't wait to come up and visit you.
Yeah, I think you got some friends up here, so get up here.
Yeah, absolutely. My old Air Force buddy. Hey, Patrick, what's up?
We can walk down the neighborhood and pick on him.
Absolutely. Hey, I am all about that. Again, Kevin, thank you so much. You have a great week.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, Jack.
All right, buddy. Bye.
Well, there you have it. That was our interview with JackRowell from Keller Williams out of San Diego, California. Again, the topic of the conversation was simply where are they moving? He was trying to put together a piece really trying to understand exactly where a lot of the Californians are relocating. And of course, CoeurdAlene, Idaho is one of those spots. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please like it below. And again, subscribe to catch more videos just like this down the road. Thanks for joining, and we'll talk soon.